Oh my god, I'm so excited. It's State of the Game number 114. 27th of March. Let's go. How is everyone doing today?
Pretty good. I'm doing very well.
Yeah?
Sekiro has come out. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I've made a pledge that I will not buy Sekiro until I'm like max gear score. I just hit level 30 in the Division 2, and I can't touch Sekiro just yet.
Also, teaser for Borderlands 3.
Yeah, I saw the Gearbox tweet.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, but we are here to State of the Game for the Division 2.
Wait, we went for another game.
It's
Hold
true.
on.
Yes. I have a couple of guests here with me. You may have seen them before if you've been here before, but maybe you haven't. Maybe you're new to the Division 2 and you haven't seen anything before. Anyway, my name's Hamish. I'm a community developer here at Massive, and I have Yannick and Trick. Yannick, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, my name is Yannick Bonchereau. I'm a live content manager on the Division 2.
Cool.
I'm Trick Dempsey. I'm a senior game designer on Division 2.
Yes. Your eyes aren't also wonky. The camera is just off its axis. This is the shot that really annoys me.
Or is it the TV? Because that TV is just so broken.
Because you have these horizontal brick lines, which
Yeah.
are not flat, and the camera's not shooting flat into them. This is not flat. The door is straight, but because anyway. Sorry, everyone. Physics. It grinds my gears.
You act like we can actually see our eye lines because of this television also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. All right.
Where's all our
happening?
live stream budget going? I don't know.
There may have been some spoilers about what we're talking about today. People have been asking about it. Patch 1.7.
Yes.
What's the deal with that, Yannick?
Yeah. That was a weird segue because that's not what was spoiled today. But
No, but we'll get to the spoiled bit.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of get to that quickly.
No, so first, yes, we will have a maintenance tomorrow, and during that maintenance, we're going to deploy what we call patch 1.7. I don't know if that's the name we will use publicly, but anyway.
There's a patch.
It's a patch. It's a both server and client patch, which means that we get to put a lot of cool stuff in there, especially a lot of the client things that we were not able to release in previous patches because they were just server-side.
I like that table
so there's
that
a
they
whole
have there.
list of it. So first maintenance tomorrow, same as usual.
9:30, 12:30?
9:30, 12:30 CET. So same time as a normal weekly maintenance. But yes, there will be a patch during that maintenance. And what that patch includes, amongst other things, I have the list here because I can't remember everything myself. But yeah.
Fired.
Fine. Just so first we have a bunch.
Notes.
No, you don't have
You
notes.
don't have notes. You
I
don't
know that
need
you know
notes.
everything.
You're just like.
Yeah, Trick knows everything that he works on. Yannick's useless.
That was weird. Yeah, I'm useless.
Hey, he's gotten really
Okay,
thin.
you do it.
Die!
Okay.
No.
What's coming in the patch tomorrow, Yannick?
All right. So so the patch tomorrow. So first is in terms of performances and especially in terms of frame rate drops, we're gonna have a bunch of improvements for that. So that should be less frequent. Of course, it's not 100% fixed. I mean, there's always gonna be performance issues here and there, but that should help the situation a lot for players that are experiencing frame rate drops.
Have you guys had any issues? I haven't.
We're also going to deploy the remaining fixes for the skills going on cooldown automatically.
This is
Okay.
mostly fixed now.
Yeah, so we had a first fix that fixed most of it, but there were still instances that basically were the same behavior. So you would still experience, like I start my skill or I
Thank you,
launch my
Cass.
skill and it just directly goes on a 15 seconds cooldown. It was caused by other things, and these we will be fixing tomorrow. So normally we should be done with that
It's
kind of
interesting
that
that they
kind of
didn't
behavior
catch
with
that
the update
before the
tomorrow.
release.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Which is pretty cool. We are also putting the final pass on the scaling issue when playing co-op with different levels. So we had the first pass on that also in the last maintenance where we looked at
Postal.
NPC damage. And here we have the second pass, which is the one that's basically looking at armor value. So the issue that we had was that the game would look at the level of who you're playing with and, like boost your stat as if you were of the same level, but the game wouldn't look necessarily at the quality of the items you had. So if you had green items and you were playing with a level 30, you would get level 30 stats, but level 30 stats of a green item, not of a gold item. So of course, these are not exactly the same stats.
But it should be a little bit more in line. I actually was playing with Gabe the other day, and he was just like blowing through strongholds. I mean, he's like super geared out, and I was like, okay, man, but I'm not going to play the capital with him because I want to just experience it like, with proper scaling. So I hope that's good.
Yeah, I mean, but that should help a lot with especially survivability. It's mostly the main issue here was the armor value of players, which was definitely not on par with what it should be at that level. So it should be much better. So people should, at least low-level players that are grouping up with high-level players should feel way less squishy compared to what it was before. Other good things we have in there, we are fixing the issue with some specific headsets where you could completely lose the audio of the game. So that's going to be fixed. Good one, the clan colors. The clan color for group members.
Do you know it?
Is changed. I still don't know what the color is.
You said you had the RGB values, man. I expect
So it's
you
not
to
going to
do
be gold
some
anymore like
research.
Elite.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And
That's good.
like,
We've established already I'm useless.
Put it
so
anywhere.
I haven't looked at that.
Inexplicably, they came in and said,
No, but it has to be a surprise. It has to be a surprise for people that
Hey,
will log in
Wolfie, what's
tomorrow.
up?
They will be like, okay, what's the color? And then be like,
It's 12:05 p.m. in
Yes.
Irion.
here's the color.
See,
Then they need.
cracking me up, Trick. They only put Pantone values in the game.
I was eating Devik, sorry.
Okay, what else we got, Yannick? Sorry.
Nerd. Oh my god.
Okay,
That's not funny.
There's other stuff. It's
Okay.
hilarious.
No, it's not.
Very good.
No. Duplicates. So duplicates in apparel caches. So there was an issue where when you would open apparel caches, you would sometimes be shown like a placeholder gray backpack that you would get from that apparel cache. That was not what you actually got. That was a display issue when you were getting a duplicate or things like that. So now you're actually going to be shown what you're actually getting, which is nice.
Thank
Which is always
goodness.
nice because you want to see what you're getting.
I see you've written
I like
down
his
in
hair,
your
he has nice
scribble
hair.
something that
Yeah,
I
I've
didn't put in
added
here.
because there's a couple missing that I
What
wanted
did
to
you
talk
add?
about, but I wanted to put in there because
Oh,
I
wait,
know
if that says what I think it says,
what this.
the mark is junk?
It's navigate category and mark as junk that are the same trigger on a controller. This will be fixed.
Yeah.
So
that's
for
cool.
people that play with controller and we're tired of doing both at the same time, or I don't even know, I don't play with a controller, so I don't know what happens when you press that button, but probably something weird.
The most annoying possible behavior.
Was it like
So
you had to hold or?
So what it would be is that you would press mark as junk, and it would then jump over to categories.
Yeah.
But it did mark that thing as junk. But now if you weren't on the top thing inside of that category, there's no
I love
way
his
to unmark
purple
it as
nails.
junk. Because you can't.
Dude's
get
crushing
back-
it with the
it's-
nails.
So it was just the most annoying thing. So I would literally set my controller down, pull up my keyboard.
I should do that. I
That's
should
not
paint
what
my
I
nails.
use.
Playing with
That's a
keyboard.
great
Oh my
guy.
gosh.
No, who would do that? Keyboard and mouse.
no. Okay, but that's fixed tomorrow.
Yes, that's fixed tomorrow.
Cool.
And last one I wanted to mention is that we also made a change that was one that was requested by
This
a
is
lot
the
of
best
players.
channel I have ever
So now
followed.
for people that are using VoIP and everything, know that
Love you,
push to
Devik.
talk will be enabled by default. So what that means is that it's not going to be open voice chat anymore by default.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
Yes.
For the
disabled.
people that didn't realize that their VoIP was actually on and started talking about their groceries.
Nice. Perfect. I mean, as much as I want to hear about people's groceries, you can tell a lot by people's shopping carts.
Which
by
is
the
also
way.
very good news for all of you folks watching us from the development team that actually play at the office and don't necessarily realize that your VoIP is actually on.
Yeah. Yeah, Trick was saying before, maybe some
bet that
people
was
said
awesome.
some things out there in the world that maybe they shouldn't have said.
It was like 1,000 non-disclosure agreements cried out at once.
Hey, Barkley.
Okay, well, that's good news.
Yeah. So that's the most important things. There's a few other things that are coming with that update as well. But yeah, that's already a pretty good list.
Yeah.
They went down the wrong way. I'm fine.
We killed Hamish. Bye, Hamish.
Terrible. Only at the very bottom of
Sorry.
the cup. Poison. Terrible.
I died. Okay, on to the spoiler thing.
They waste
Yes.
way too much time.
That's why Trick's here. Yannick, please take over.
Okay. So spoiler thing. So we were supposed to like do the big announcements, but then it kind of went out of our
World
control.
first announcement.
World first somewhere by whichever team at Ubisoft that pressed the button a bit too early. But let's talk about Tidal Basin.
Oh, okay,
what's
Tidal
what's the
Basin.
most interesting thing to know about Tidal Basin?
Well, I mean, first, I guess we're going to repeat what's been spoiled already and try not to.
I'm good now.
Should
I'm
we
fine.
call, should
No,
we
I'm
call
good.
an ambulance? You're
I'm
good?
totally fine.
Oh,
That's
so
the
they
most annoying
spoiled
thing in the
Tidal
world.
Basin? I didn't know
Can't
that.
wait for that
We
article,
are-
you know, like community guy dies live on stream.
Dude.
We
Imagine
are-
our numbers.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh.
cool.
Yes,
I
imagine.
mean, that wouldn't be cool.
We will be releasing the Tidal Basin update on April 5th
Oh, wow.
at our usual time, presumably.
Wow, that's like very soon.
Is it coming after maintenance?
That's next
Yeah, I
Friday.
mean, we'll have a maintenance and then same as
Okay.
usual.
But we don't have. We
That's
haven't
next Friday.
communicated those times because it's different from our regular maintenance. It's a Tuesday.
It's a Friday.
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 Why did I think
It's
Tuesday?
a Friday.
Yeah, April 5th is not a Tuesday.
I'm thinking Division 1. Sorry.
sure are.
We sometimes did clients on a
No,
Tuesday.
so I mean, usually, and that's the thing actually, usually we would deploy updates, like big updates like that on a Tuesday, but that one is an exception and we are doing it on a Friday.
Cool.
Sorry,
Right.
Australia.
Once again, we apologize to us.
You can
Sorry.
tell that this is super
we
well
really
planned
wanted to
out. They
have
need to
it
do a
for
much better
Australia.
job on these.
Because
If I was in charge, this would be like, pop, pop, pop.
New Zealand is in bed already at this point.
Yeah, why wouldn't you apologize to New Zealand? Fine.
These
All
guys
right.
waste way too much time. They're like
No, but
really
that's
killing my
pretty soon.
vibe right now.
That's next week, right?
That's next week.
Unfortunately, I'm away. But
Oh,
Too bad.
We do a better job with
that's-
fake news
awesome.
than the way they've got
what
this
can you
organized.
tell us.
And I
Well, okay, so
am not
it's not
happy
just,
with how I do the fake news yet.
oh yeah, it's
Tidal
not
Basin.
just a mission.
No.
So
Okay.
But that's how we name the update, so that's why we constantly say Tidal
Alright.
Basin. But there's
Take
more.
it from the top.
I mean, we were always we had the joke of calling it the title update since title update anyway. That's industry insider joke. So when you come back in
Everyone
from the
is
update,
like
if you
this.
are in World Tier 4, you will see a
Covert
new
opens
mission
bets
in
for
which
every
plot
Glock game
happens.
when he remembers
And
other things can't
this
remember.
new mission will say, oh, here is your reason and excuse for being able to finally go and strike Tidal Basin,
It's a stronghold, right?
which is a stronghold.
Okay.
Which, as per the rhythm of
Dude,
the rest
I'm
of Endgame,
awesome at
is that
Gwent
that
homicidal.
means that once you've defeated that Tidal
I'm
Basin
undefeated.
mission, you will be promoted to World Tier 5. And now the gear score bracket is between 450 and 500. And sort of a small slew of new build opportunities become available to you because you're going to, when you defeat the boss there, encounter your first set of gear set items.
All right. Okay.
There are 3 gear sets coming out with the Tidal Basin update.
Okay.
Some people have already seen information about True Patriot.
Yeah.
There's another one called Ongoing Directive, and another one called Hardwired. And
Cool.
they're all a blast and have very long description text because we're crazy people.
For all you Excel spreadsheet fans.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
here's
welcome to
yet
that
another
one.
layer.
Yeah, well, welcome to that one cell that is just real big in that spreadsheet. And they're all a blast. You
Can
acquire
somebody
them
type
by,
up what the gear sets
they
were
can
called
drop
for me?
from Black Tusk enemies. They will drop from invaded missions because when even more plot happens inside of World Tier 5, suddenly invasions can happen again, and another stronghold can become invaded along with other missions. And those missions can include missions that are not part of the current in-game campaign.
Really?
So you can be like, oh, and I don't know this will be true for the first week, but like Jefferson Plaza, for example, or,
Could become invaded.
or the Lincoln Memorial. All of those ones can become invaded, and just genuinely, some of them contain the nastiest boss fights that we could think of. It's a delight.
Awesome.
And invaded missions will have selectable difficulty in World Tier 5, including a new difficulty that you've never seen before called Heroic, which is just...
That's kind of in line, you mentioned before, with the control points at the 4th reinforcement.
Yeah,
Bravo,
so
massive way to learn from your
tier
mistakes.
Of,
Agreed.
Of a control
Agreed.
point, they are currently running a Heroic difficulty. If any of you have gotten to the center of the week's priority target network, you've also encountered Heroic difficulty before.
What's up,
But
JB and
now,
more?
Imagine if you basically didn't have checkpoints anymore inside of missions.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's talk about
just-
that, because I guess the first thing that players are like, well,
Look at the
do I have
characters
to-
in the background. There's some cool
they
Division
do-
characters.
They're very good with their rewards. They're extremely generous missions. But we didn't lock anything behind Heroic difficulty that you couldn't get in the rest of the game because we recognized, hey, Heroic is a very hardcore mode.
Yeah.
And like the description I sent to our balance testers was, it is an act of cruelty. And I mean it.
I like it.
Particularly when you get to the strongholds.
He
They're
says
just
with a
mean.
smile.
Hey, like,
But I think that with the context of not everyone needs to complete it because
Maybe
you're not
Shadow.
locking any gear behind
It's a
it.
gag
we're
wheel.
not locking any special gear behind it. You're still getting more and better drops.
Yeah.
Since you are fighting Black Tusk at this point, you will
Yeah.
be getting more gear set pieces.
Good luck, Ozzy.
Like, and they can be, I believe, they trend towards the higher end of your gear score possibilities. So, I mean, they are better, but they're not unachievable. So it's It's more of, hey, this
Dude,
is a
this is
challenge for
great.
you. Essentially, we've thrown the glove down. Beat this.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see the crazy builds that people make because those gear sets are so strange.
Yeah.
Like True Patriot is just the naughtiest, craziest thing.
But I think it's good because we're starting to see already, people developing a lot of builds already. There's already some recommendations on which ones are efficient depending on which situation for PvE, PvP, and all these kind of things. So I think it's going to be interesting to add that layer on our gear sets and see what people make of it and how that's going to influence the rest.
I definitely think that. On that, one of the interesting things that we've seen over the past
April
it's only been
5th,
2
next
weeks,
Friday.
is
More.
that there's such a human element to the way that the meta unfolds.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to be like, this thing is, the thing right now, and then until someone figures out some other things. And I'm not saying that that's always the case, but I just love how, I don't know, the organic nature of the way that people figure out how to play the game in different ways. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's been wild because like I've been playing Endgame a ton since before release because I needed to test stuff with my futures, and I was like, this is my favorite talent. This is the talent I like the most. This is the one I'm going to use all the time. It's going to be my thing. And then like I watch a video on YouTube because you
What's
guys
up,
are
Realm?
real good at finding things, and I just go like, oh, that's way better than my plan.
That's
Just
interesting.
better than me.
You guys are
Okay.
smart.
Smarties.
Too smart.
Just because I know that there's going to be a lot of questions about this.
Yes.
Because once you hit World Tier 5,
Yep.
the invaded stuff starts happening. On what kind of cadence? Is it a weekly reset?
Yes. So the invaded missions are that the new invasions are on a weekly reset, but if you're in World Tier 5 and there's an invasion going on, you can freely toggle any mission between its invaded and non-invaded state that is
Okay.
invaded.
Each with their
That
own
is invaded.
difficulty levels.
Yes.
So you have
Wow.
invaded and non-invaded.
My
and each of them
word.
have selectable difficulties. Of
Yes.
That
their
is
own.
excellent.
So you've got invaded normal, invaded hard, invaded challenge, invaded heroic, and you've
Okay.
got normal, hey,
Damn
normal hard, hey, and normal challenge.
Okay.
So
Wow.
Let's
you
call it regular.
Good luck taking
yeah,
notes on
regular,
that.
regular, standard.
Yeah.
Actually, I think standard is what I use in documentation because
And normal.
normal is dumb. Although honestly, when you're lots of code in the game will probably say normal, and you're just like
Final,
oh, great,
finalist.
final V2
I was like,
copy.
sounds like dev labeling.
Yeah.
Normal.
But okay, so that's just what I wanted to clear up. They have selectable modes
Yes.
and then selectable difficulties within each of those
Yeah,
modes.
and the first time you complete,
Dude, this is like
an
mind-blowing how
invaded
much
mission,
content you're talking about
in
here,
that
dude.
week in that invasion. You're given a little bonus rewards for completing that,
Nice.
and of course we've thrown a particularly large amount on Tidal Basin itself, since you will only be able to get that one-time reward once per week, and so it's like, oh, here, complete this invasion. Congrats.
Yeah.
Without spoilers,
Yes.
what can you tell me about Tidal Basin?
So Tidal Basin is like
This is-
unique
this is
in
crazy.
Very
Without spoilers.
careful.
Yeah. Okay. So you've seen it from the outside.
That's true.
It is a military base. Like
Meanwhile,
normally
in
we
Anthem,
have
crickets.
the constraint and also the freedom because like man, NASA Center is cool. To be like, oh, here is a real world place or a real world device or operation that is like this is a thing that's in DC. Instead, this is us going, what would a high tech faction of military contractors who have to build this base, like, what would they do to make it defensible? What is inside of here that is a unique defense that only Black Tusk has? What can we do to make it be believably, this is future tech, but not very far future tech.
I like that.
But it's also
I love this guy, dude.
approximately shade tech. It's getting there. And so it is like
I love
describe
this
it
guy.
as, like the first time that I walked into a final art, I was like, oh, so we're doing Shadow Moses. Oh, okay. All right. And it's really different. And I really enjoy it, particularly when you get to the final beats of that mission and you just go, oh, we did it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because the final location that you get to in there is just so different from anything else we've done.
You're so good at not giving away spoilers. I really
like-
appreciated that.
I've never played it actually. I'm just so excited, and just hearing you talk about it, I'm even more excited. I'm like,
I actually got a fly through from the art team the other day. It's big.
It's really large.
Yeah.
Like I don't know for certain. I think it is approximately the same size as Roosevelt Island. I think.
Okay.
But it has somewhat more verticality at parts, and so it might technically have a larger footprint. But I would need to like do math, and I don't feel like it.
No.
Math.
Wow. No, but it's really
Really
big, and I
like
think
this
it's,
guy now.
I know the art team who worked on it. Here's some of the things they were saying about it is, they're the veteran team from Massive who've done the art for this. And like, you can really see, at least in my opinion, that everything they've learned over the past 6 years, making art for the Division, packing it into this stronghold, it's like so pretty.
Yeah, we have the dumbest like little thing that we don't get much of an opportunity to do.
We haven't dropped any
normally
frames.
have
That's amazing.
wide open spaces that can double up, but we do a very good like, hey, I can look ahead to where a major conflict is going to be, and I can see the foreshadowing of that. And we can do that multiple times because it's an entirely crafted space that doesn't have like this giant monument in the middle, and it's very good. I was just so pleased. I was constantly, my first playthrough with full art, I was just like, this is a joy. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So I actually there was an image, it may already be online, I think. If not, we're going to show you here
It's happening
this
now.
image. I got it from a team upstairs.
Yep.
Because Yannick, you'll be able to talk a little bit about this. It's can we just have a look at this one? Yes.
I was like, I don't
The
know
year
what you
one.
want
Yeah.
to show.
No,
So
so
sure,
so year
surprise
one.
me.
So April 5th, the Invasion Battle for DC update.
Yes.
And then looking ahead, there's some other things
Yeah,
coming up.
there's a bunch of
We've seen
other
Pentagon
things.
before. We've seen.
I mean, we can only see half of the picture with that screen, but yeah.
The screen's perfect. Don't listen to him.
But, and then, specializations,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about, let's talk specifically about April 5th, because there's some other things in that update that will be focused on. I know Frederick Thailand has been talking about what he wants to do with
Yeah.
some of the weapons.
Yeah.
So the first balance pass is
What the
going to be coming
actual
in.
F, a dev
On
team
the
with a
5th?
pushable plan, a publishable
We'll
plan.
have it on next week, actually. I won't be here, but I've convinced
I'm
Ella
gonna
to
go
sit
mask
here
hunting
and
tonight
talk
and
about
see
it.
if
So
I
it's
can
gonna
get
be
all of them.
fun. What other things are going to be?
It's really good, man. I'm
And
telling
I
you,
think
dude.
First, there's a lot of bug fixing and a lot of things we're doing in there, a lot of things that the community has been reporting since the launch of the game.
Shut up,
that
Charlie.
we couldn't necessarily deploy with the maintenance or with the patch we will have tomorrow. So there's a lot of things that are going to be fixed as part of that update. So hopefully, there's like a lot of bugs that people have been experiencing and been frustrated with that should be addressed. As you mentioned, there's going to be some balancing that is done, and I think it was interesting for us to start with World Tier 4 and let people, play World Tier 4, start the min-maxing game in World Tier 4, experiment with some of the things, and now we, add World Tier 5. So that's the first opportunity for us to kind of like do a first pass and start fresh again with a new World Tier and implement the gear set. So see how things are going to go with that, and and then take it from there.
That's actually a really good
So
point.
there's definitely that pass as well that we're doing, and then there's a bunch of small things coming with it as well.
That's a really good
What
point. By
about
having
with
the
I know
world tiers, they
I think
can
Fred's
like
focusing on a
test
lot of
out
weapons and skill
what do
mods
people
and also
break,
just some
and then
changes
go,
with
okay, we're
weapons.
gonna add this one now,
You
fix
have
this
talked to
here.
Redstone a little bit about.
So it's like progressive. I like that.
So PvP, we know that this is a big conversation in the community, and we are definitely reading all of that. And the folks at Redstorm are really interested in everything and all the all the aspects and all the angles to look at it. So we are definitely interested in that conversation, and yes, we are definitely going to be looking at that. That's not a Tidal Basin thing. So first, we want to finish. And release Tidal Basin. I mean, it's finished by now, but release it.
Sure.
But we are not going to do a big pass with that one. That's something for later. First, we do that one, and then we'll be looking at it. But yes, we are definitely interested in the conversation. So please keep it going.
I
All right,
imagine
so
it wouldn't
the
really make
PvP
sense,
will be addressed
to
later, essentially.
Balance basing on assumptions, especially with these gear sets coming in, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not a game designer, but if you balance based on where we're at right now,
Yeah.
without taking into the context of how people actually leverage these gear sets, like you say, they're like crazy.
That could be a problem.
They're real special.
Yeah, and even with World Tier 5 and gear score going higher, I mean, and stats also evolving and all of that. So we already have an understanding, projecting from where we are at with World Tier 4. There are things we know are already outliers that we need to address.
Of course.
But then we also don't want to be, too drastic, because we need to see how people are going to be playing around with all the new gear score items and the gear sets. And all
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah. and
Slow
we-
down. I'm only level 30. I've got to
Oh my
I've got to hit max
gosh,
level before I
dude.
get into that PvP game.
How do the guys
Well, I
that
don't
make
have to,
these
I know-
games
I know you can
not
play it
like?
normal. normalizes,
Technically,
but-
your max level. Your level
Okay,
13.
no, but like max gear score. Yeah, Nick, you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. Like that's when I mean I don't know about.
It always
you, but, like,
confuses me when the devs
That's
don't
when I
play
start
their
PvP.
own game.
Once I've kind of played through everything and I've got some gear and I'll start.
Yeah, I mean,
Covert,
usually
I'm
you want
never
to-
getting off
I
this
mean,
stream, you
not
piece of
everybody,
shit,
but
you
I
hear
think the
me?
standard behavior
Devic,
would be that
I
you-
hear you,
want to
bro!
experiment the
Now I'ma
campaign
hold
in
you to
which,
it. If we don't
which
see
the end
you,
game, and
we're
then
gonna come
start
get you.
engaging with all the different
Go ahead,
activities that are
give us
available
your
and start
address.
exploring a bit more.
Yes. Agreed. So
I
yeah.
obsessively
That's a
destroy
requirement in
bounties
this channel,
because they're
Devic.
my children and they have to die.
yeah. What about this guy?
God,
I was like, can you please fix that?
Who's
I
this?
would love to fix that.
I'm gonna work on my new cosplay. It's gonna be this guy.
Actually,
It's gonna be that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna show
You
up
have
to
to
like
do-
E3.
Weirder things to your elbows.
but it's kind of weird because it goes a bit in the back.
It's
Yeah,
like around
yeah.
behind the head,
Yeah.
like this.
They're all expert mimes except for this guy.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of
Welcome.
content, dude.
We might have that fixed in. I don't know if it's fixed in.
I
the
really
Tidal
hope
Basin.
so, but
I hope
have
it
not
is.
checked.
They definitely learned.
I hope it's
should look
fixed,
at it.
but I also
My
hope,
address,
like,
911.
maybe it happens like 1 in a million times.
You know what else
We
is
give
fixed actually
addresses
in,
now?
The Tidal Basin update.
that?
What's
The
up,
weird
Mike?
Stairs.
The weird stairs. Oh, with the.
Yeah, with the.
Oh,
Oh,
the one
the one with the there's been an article about the
Oh.
strange stairs.
Hakatagu.
Hey, Kotaku, how's it going?
Hi.
They wrote a. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for writing that thing about what we said about animals. We should have a big
Also.
philosophical discussion about it. That was fun.
I would genuinely have that actually. That's
Should we start the debate again?
Well, I mean,
No.
it's not a debate. I'm right. So. Okay.
Division 2.
I do have some things. So, like we've been saying in the past.
All
few
right,
weeks,
Ozzy. Ozzy,
we are
congrats
giving
on beating the
away
final
to
boss.
the lucky-
I hope
not
to
lucky,
see you
this is based
tomorrow
on,
for
you
some
know,
more
good
Witcher
points.
3, man.
But
Have a good
Agent
one,
Highlight
Ozzy.
And the Division 2 photos, you will have the chance to win figurines. Also, not this one behind me. There's one over there. But the ones I showed on stream a while back. So there's the fully articulated one, which is like sick. And then the other one. We'll be giving those away to, I guess, we'll be picking winners in next week because that's the end of the month. So these are the last entrants, I would say. Firstly, let's bring up Mike the Brick Guy, is his name on Twitter. This is so cool.
oh, this is very
yeah.
good.
Have you seen all the Lego stuff he's been putting together?
This is
See
so
the
good.
hammer, like big chungus hammer dude.
Oh, they
So cool.
foam. Is that the riot foam?
Well, so
that
that's
they
what
the
have?
I think it's the riot foam.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Look at-
awesome.
yeah, the guy's shooting the riot foam
that-
from the top.
Oh,
See
is
up
it-
the top right? There's
That
that
is
guy on
is
on
it
the
just
high ground.
a mounted weapon?
The
I
sledgehammer
don't know.
Maybe-
I
guy.
think that's just him using
I
the
don't know
chem
if it's
launcher.
intended to be smoke or chem launcher, but I think
Okay.
I read that as chem launcher as well.
That's good.
I'm
Well, that,
actually stupidly happy with just the vegetation
pretty cool.
growing over everything.
That's pretty
that
creative.
person is screwed though.
Yeah, that person is super dead.
Yeah, big hammer dude's gonna wreck that. But yeah, so Mike the Brick Guy on Twitter has been putting up a bunch of these, so go and check that out. We have a new cosplayer that we haven't seen before. Russia seems to churn out incredible Division cosplayers.
They're fantastic cosplayers there.
Slow Penguin,
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice.
insane.
up, Slow Penguin?
She, I mean, this kind of
That's
helps.
Super good makeup job.
She's a makeup artist.
Oh well, that'll do it. Yeah, okay.
So she's a makeup artist and a photographer. So that
It's a good combo.
goes to show that those skills are probably pretty helpful when you're putting together cosplay pictures. But
I
that's
bet.
insane. So that's slowpenguin_cos on
Look at those
Twitter.
eyes,
And also
dude.
she has an Instagram, which is just
Cove
Slow
thirsty.
Penguin, no cos. So definitely go and check that out. The last one that I have is Fastback Jack.
Oh.
Who,
Oh.
did you see these a few weeks ago? Because I mean, we've been talking about our terrible Warhammer painting skills, but
Dude,
I am
those are
totally down,
badass.
if we could do a stream where we paint some of these,
Yeah.
if we could ever get our hands on something.
Wow, those
Look
are
at it. They even
badass.
has like the little
It's so good.
the orange agent ring
I
on
want to
the
know
shoulder.
what figure these started as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, but on the Twitter feed, you can actually see like the whole process.
Oh, right.
Really
Nice.
cool. So Fastback Jack, awesome job. Very, very cool.
These are Division
Wow.
1.
Yeah, those are Division 1.
Yes, because
No,
they're,
you know
they're
they
cold.
have the LMB and stuff. I think he's put together like a big LMB one as well. So
right.
very cool.
Wow.
Great job. So we'll be
Those are
announcing winners
great.
very soon. So
Third one for the left
but
is
very
Covert.
soon in the scheme of things. And then we'll be doing the same thing again next month. So if you want to share your Division creations, whether it's cosplay, music, any kind of creative expression is totally
I should
cool.
do a Division
And then
cosplay. I'd
also,
get
if
naked
that's
with a
little bit much
beanie
for you,
on.
We also have the Division 2 photos, so hashtag the Division 2 photos. and just send us cool stuff from photo mode because there's a bunch of awesome stuff. And don't go anywhere because we're going to be showing you the ones from this week at the end of the stream, which is coming up in a second. Anything else we want to cover before we head off?
Oh, it was good. They didn't.
I don't have any notes, so I don't know.
No, I actually want to go home and keep working on my gear score. So
Me too, man. I need to.
318.
No, you apparently
Still
don't.
working on it.
Yeah,
I mean, how are you still
Okay,
level 30?
One last question before we head off. How many chuggers before the chew?
Oh God, the answer is 6.
No, it's not. It doesn't make any music.
It's
When
clearly
is the
chugga,
raid
chugga,
coming
chugga,
out?
chugga,
That's
chugga,
what we
chugga,
wanna
chew,
know.
chew.
No,
That's right.
no, it's 8.
That's
Yannick?
insane. That's too many.
I think
No,
the
it's
raid's
not.
coming out at the end of
The
April.
train needs
Calling
momentum.
it right now.
Yeah, 6 is momentum.
No, but it's musically off because you start. What do you start on beat 1 or do you start on beat 3? It's clearly
Okay,
8.
what meter are we dealing with here
4,
at
4.
all? Oh,
1
well,
and a
that's
2 and a
nonsense. It's
3
gotta
and a
be
4 and a 1, 2. That's it.
Okay,
I
now
have
tell
no
us
idea
when the
what you're
raid is
talking
coming.
Okay.
You're making it.
Okay.
You're making Chugga Chugga into a march. It shouldn't be.
No,
that.
but it's a train. It needs momentum. It's fine. That's my opinion. Chat, what do you think?
Raid.
Is
Date.
obviously the right answer. If you think something else,
I need to
know the
answer.
we're all on Twitter. Yannick, BCH.
Yes.
What's your
Trick
one?
Dempsey.
Trick Dempsey, and I'm Hamish Bode on Twitter. So continue. 8 is obviously correct, but whatever.
Or if
Thank
you're
you.
like me and you don't understand
Yeah.
what this is about,
Okay.
just
I have no idea
This
what
is
they're
why
talking
all
about.
chat about
updates will
something
be-
else.
Apparently it's on Reddit. Anyway, I was talking about it on Twitter.
Let's talk about video games.
Yes. What will make a train video game, and then we'll just talk about it all day. All right. Trick, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Yannick as well, even though you're kind of just a regular. But
I'm part of the
I
furniture
also,
here.
like, I have to ask you now to join us on this show because it's not a given that you're going to have time for us. But we can deal with it. All right, so we're going to head off. Enjoy the Division 2 photos for the week, and we'll see you again next week. Enjoy the patch, and
Yes.
and April 5th. Okay. See you
Peace
soon.
out.
Hi.
Good job. Great work, boys. Excellent work. Get organized, though. All right. Well, there you have it. There you have it, ladies and gents. There you have it. I just want to say for the record, I said I was bullish on Division 2 and that I thought that they were going to nail the content. And it looks like CovertGG was right again.